Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to QuickBit Legends. I promised you a time-lapse, and here we have it. Took me a while to get working, but it's operational, it works. It's not moving because I couldn't get the mod to work properly with the mod pack, but this is what you'll have to deal with, unfortunately. Now for this time-lapse episode, we're just going to be building half of the castle, because I wanted to build it in stages and just keep it going slowly but surely. Now we are using a second account to record this. It is not my account, it is a friend's account, but it works well enough. Now I started off with the castle. I wanted to build the framework for the main towers, the gates, and so on and so forth. What you can see me doing in the background is, because this character can't quite render in that far, is the framework for the towers, and as you can see that just popped in midair. We're going to zoom in that in a minute to actually see what's been built there. There we go, and back out. Now I built the gates, and then I built the platforms, and then I ran out of wood, so then I had to get some more, and so on and so forth. So I did the flooring of the gate, and then I did the roofing, and then I started off on the other side, and I did actually die quite a few times while building this, mainly due to creepers, AoE explosions, but it all came together in the end. So we're using a stone brick mostly for here, and then I added some windows to the portal tower, and I am also going to be adding the flooring in there. That's the first, well, second technically level of the building. Now, as you can see, I was just killing some spiders and stuff that ended up all over my castle. And as you can see, we haven't had a single drop of snow or rain, in this case, on my mountain, and that is because the vulcanite or I'm tired. I can't remember. Oh, we switched viewpoints. I didn't even notice. But that's because the vulcanite amulet is. Oh yeah, there I go. I died. Yeah. So I hopped over there and I grabbed all my stuff, and then I flew around trying to get some stuff done and not getting shot by skeletons. So as you can see there, I did the gateway arch, and in the next episode we are actually going to be building the gate itself, because what's the point of having a great big arch if you can't have a gate to go with it? Now I did actually do a lot of testing for that gate, but you'll see it soon enough, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, which it never does, but that can't be helped, really. So I built the gate, and then I started off trying out some sort of crenellation designs, but I couldn't find one that I really wanted, so I stuck with your average old-fashioned stone brick slabs on top of a wall. I'll probably detail the walls later on, but at the moment I can't really be bothered because I am extremely tired. This entire time-lapse took about 2 to 3 hours to record, and then it's been squashed down. It was actually recorded at 9 to 7 FPS, which is horrifying in my opinion, but it works well for a time-lapse, so I don't really care. Now, I built up the portal tower stuff, and I didn't want to give the portal tower sort of a proper roof, but well, you'll see later. It actually looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. As you can see, I was flying around, putting in the staircase, adding some windows, and generally trying to spruce the place up a bit. No pun intended, because most of the logs are made of spruce. Then I started off on the other tower, just over there. That's the power armor tower, and I was fighting a spider while doing so, and we've transitioned again. Okay, so let's see. we have the power armor tower that I was working on there, adding in the windows, and then I started off doing the flooring for inside the walls. Now I don't know what I'm going to put in there yet, but I'm sure I'll find something eventually. So I did the flooring for the walls, and then I started off building up the main machine tower that we have right there. And it actually came along quite nicely. Now, I'm still using stone brick and wood for most of this. I couldn't be bothered to change the formula because it works, so... Oh dear. But it has turned into quite a lovely build. And when we jump in game next episode, you shall see what it has turned into. Now, I gave the walls some proper flooring on top and on the underneath, and I also built up the windows in the weather control tower, and I did actually add a staircase in, but as of yet that tower is not finished. Eventually I will get around to finishing it, but for now it'll just be a hollow shell that contains nothing more than a pedestal and a vulcanite amulet, which I don't mind, to be honest. It works. It has its intended purpose. Now I went back to the power armor tower and I started building that up, and then I started building up the walls between the power armor tower and the weather control tower. And I added some windows into the walls for the ground floor, and then I decided that I wanted a second floor inside the walls because they're tall enough for that, aren't they? Yeah, definitely. So I added that in so that there's 2 floors inside the walls, and it actually turned out quite nice. I did have to do a bit of restructuring in there while I was at it, and you won't see that. Well, not in this video anyway, but in the next video I'll be sure to show it off. Now where have I gone? I've disappeared. Yay. Where am I? There I am, and I've gone again. Oh yes, I was putting in the walls on... The walls? The windows on both sides of the walls. And now I'm starting off on the actual machines tower. Now I wanted some windows in there, but I couldn't be bothered to put in the 3 wide ones, so I put in a pair of 2 wide ones instead. And they're 2 by 3, and the top ones there are 2 by 4, I think. Don't quote me on that because I could be wrong, but we'll check soon enough. Or in a few days for you guys. Now, then I started off actually building the top of the portal tower, and it actually turned out quite lovely. I wanted some crenellation sort of thing at the top, so I made, using stone brick stairs, a sort of an outcropping along the edge. Then I added some stone brick stairs underneath there to sort of balance it out. And it actually looks pretty good. Then I went to my crafting bench and I got some of the carpenter's blocks, and I used carpenter's wedges and iron blocks as sort of a framework or a support frame for something that you'll see in a moment. Of course, I did have to craft up a ton of carpenter's wedges, and I had to replicate a lot of iron, and in the next episode you'll see how much iron I could make, because it is ridiculous. I have... Oh yes, and now you can see me putting in the main framework for the nether portal, and that's actually, I got it in the wrong place because I wanted a 3 wide by 3 tall, or was it 4 tall? It's 4 tall. So a 3 by 4 nether portal, and it's suspended on sort of an iron wedge framework, which actually looks pretty good. Then I put it out across, so I sort of extended the framework around the nether portal, so it looks like that the obsidian is being held up on iron metal grids. It actually looks fairly alright. I'm not really too happy with the design for the nether portal. I'm not too sure on the rounded corners at the top, but I'm leaving it like that for now. Then I did the flooring, and after some deliberation I had to find a way to actually get up to the nether portal. In the end I used stone brick and stone brick stairs and carpenter's ladders. So it turned out quite nicely. So I used carpenter's ladders, and then I put iron blocks on them, and I put them on the columns that head up to the nether portal itself, and they look fairly good. I also finished off the framework for the iron, and I added some iron half slabs as some form of, I guess you could say, crenellation. Then I went downstairs and I started adding in all the glass for the windows in the portal tower, because what's the point of having windows if you don't have glass in them? So I went through all those and I added in all the glass, and I lit the place up a teensy bit using glowstone inside the carpenter's blocks, and transition there. Ta-da! Then I started off building the other wall, and if you can spy just inside the castle, you can spy the second floor that I made for the walls. I also kept travelling around trying to figure out what I was doing. At the time I probably had no idea, but then I came back to do the walls, and I added some windows, and as you can see I was just teasing zombies that were standing there, and then I do believe that at some point I died to a skeleton and my stuff went flying everywhere, although it might not be on the footage. Why am I floating in the middle of the air? Why am I doing this? I don't know what was running through my head at the time. I'm literally just floating in midair. Am I going to do anything? I'm sure I'll do something in a moment. I still have to clear the courtyard from those rubber trees. And I'm going to end up building... So the smaller tower over there is going to be the machines tower. And I built up a wall that you can't see. Now it's popped into view. So I built up the walls there, and I linked up the two towers over there. And I finished off another of the sides for the machine tower, although I am planning to make it quite a bit taller. And the magician's tower, possibly magic, I'm not sure yet, but we might see if we can have some magic mods in QuickBit Legends, hopefully one day, maybe. I'd like to have Thorncraft in there. But it is the official Tekkit Legends mod pack, so it might not. You never know. But the magic tower is going to be pretty much empty until I can do something like that. Because the original Tekkit did in fact have Thorncraft, which was, although it was magic, it also had technomancy. So, we'll see. But yeah. So, then I started on the walls. I didn't start, I continued the walls. I added the second floor, and in the next episode we will have to light up the place quite a bit, because otherwise mobs are going to spawn everywhere, and we do not want that. Why is that spider vibrating? Oh, don't ask me, it's ridiculous. So I finished off the walls for the main machine tower, or most of the walls, but I still have to add in the flooring, which I might do next episode. I don't know. I'm really quite tired. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. Probably have. But it can't be helped. So yeah. What do you think, guys? What do you think of the first part of the castle that has been built? I mean, it looks pretty goddamn good, if I do say so myself. But it's still got a lot of work to do. And, well, let's hope that I can get this castle finished eventually. I'm sure it will be finished eventually. Eventually. That is not very reassuring, but it'll be fine. So I didn't finish, it's not finished, it's nowhere near finished. But I continued on the wall at the back there, and at the moment it is, as you see it now, it has the lower level flooring in it, and it's got the main sort of parts there and there, but it's not got anything else in it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we shall see you all next time. Bye!